Something like that.
Yeah, that was sweet.
The Ukulele Review Podcast.
Tobias, what did you just hear that on the radio on the way up here or something like that?
Actually, there's this kid that comes into the store in Chicago quite a lot called Sepia, who I think he introduced me to the song because he really wanted to play it. So now he has a tutorial to play some of it.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I think I hear it in the radio all the time. It's really big time Billboard chart kind of thing.
Cool. Let's
No music what normal people listens to.
I don't
The
know.
normies.
Who is even normal anymore?
No,
I don't know about all this hillbilly rap and stuff.
Whoa.
Whatever.
That's an aggressive
all those
term.
hillbilly rappers.
Andrew, don't forget where we were born.
Grr, I'm an old man. I don't
It's an
know.
interesting combination, you know, like bluegrass or like country and hip hop together.
It's really catchy too.
Yeah,
Like the overall melody.
but I would never have seen it come like.
It's like an
Yeah, no,
everybody
10 years
song.
ago.
It's a nice melody, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
think it's a remix of some kind of old
and I think
time tune.
when you pulled it up, you were like not sure whether to go with the, or actually it's in A major,
Yeah, like the original is.
but we went with the minor there.
Like hearing that now,
super bluesy. I think it works though.
Yeah.
But it does a little bit to you when you hear it the first time, especially this one. There's some notes in this chord that are still working to be friends.
Frenemies.
But it works in the bluesy.
Do you think of
Bluesy
chords
vibe.
as having personalities?
I think I don't know.
Like,
but
do you give them little like anthropomorphic characteristics when you think about them?
Unto what?
Like you assign human traits.
Not really. I
No.
wish. I know that Bach he made he made a list. He made a list of what kind of feelings that each key has.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Each key have. But no, I don't do that. I just think you can pick two notes that are not the most friendly to each other. And then create
Passive
a very
aggressive friends.
dissonant chord. This one is my favorite.
Which one are you?
Or how's
the,
this?
What are
you?
Oh, that's another one. Woo, dramatic. There's not too much dramatic music for ukulele.
Until you make it.
What is this? Like augmented fourth or something?
You asking the wrong person.
Where's John Gonzalez when you need him?
Anyways, I think I could teach the basic of the chorus, maybe.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know the world's fastest clapper.
Oh yeah. But he was just beaten by someone else who's faster.
Oh yeah?
He was dethroned.
Does that
I can do it.
person have to happen to be Chinese?
I don't
That's
remember.
why. It's because he's Chinese.
Oh yeah.
That's an ancient Chinese secret.
You don't have to wait for me. I'll just be setting this up.
Okay.
Teach me.
So, let's start with the melody. A string, 7th fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 0, 7, 5, 7, 0, 0, 5, 5, 7, 5, 5, 7, 3, 0, 0. So basically, so that's 0, 7, 5, 3, and then 0, 7, back and forth between 5 and 7, 5, 5, 7, 3, 2, 0. So the whole of the A part says 3, 4. That's the A part. And the chords are A minor or A major. You decide. Do, 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 or da, 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 da. And C, da, 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 and G, da, and F, da, da, da. And then you just gotta keep it. And then you can put in the melody. C. So before you can do that, it's good for you to practice your inversions. This is a good one for the nerds. You have A minor here, 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 and you have A minor here. and you have C here. You also see here, and you have also C here. You have also C up here, and the G. You have it here, 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 and here. And the F. I like to play it like this, but you could play it like this. It's sometimes easier to play it like this. And it's here, or here, or here, or here. It's good to learn all of those for each chord in general, because then when you want to play the melody and you know the chords, then you know, okay, we have A minor. Then you just gotta stretch it. If you don't want to stretch it, you could also just, because you already know that the A minor is up here too. And then it's still A minor. This is another kind of A minor. And then you want to have G. You know your G is here. But it's nice to just do this because it's easy and it's an open string, which I like. And then you have an F. You could do this. But why not do it with the open string F? Again, this is a C, derives from this inversion, but you could also do this. But I do like the tight version of the C. G. That's the A part. So practice the chords by itself in different inversions. Even. And then practice the melody. It's just the chorus. And then you try to mash it together. You could also incorporate a beat on, and then it would be something. But if you can, I'd really like to hear it.
So
Was it
This
too much
is,
in one thing? Was it too?
no.
I feel it was.
Well, I don't know. I actually went and used the bathroom there, so I'm not sure.
Oh,
But I trust you
I
taught
hope it
them.
wasn't too much, because I just figured out when I was playing.
Oh man,
She
it's
says a lot of
rarely
words.
too much and often not enough.
Too little.
My cup overflows.
Do you have that problem? Being too much? Too much.
Too much?
I say that to my wife actually. Too much.
Oh, but you can't say that to all kind of women.
You can, you just can't expect them to like you.
That's true. That's right.
Before we change positions entirely, this is for this trip here. This is gonna be my last podcast with you, Tobias.
Oh, sad. Things have really run so
No,
fast.
we'll record when I get back, but I'm gonna go take a short trip here.
Sure.
And
Where are you going in?
right when I get back, I want to say it on here just so that it solidifies that we have to do it. We're going to do a hike before Tobias leaves.
That'd be really nice.
And we're going to record it.
That'd be super nice. Let's plan
Talk
that
story
after
going up the mountain.
You're gonna see it on the news first.
No.
No, don't say that.
That's not.
We should have a
Ukulele
podcast
team lost in the Koalas.
at the top of the mountain.
that'd be
Just-
really epic.
Yeah, let's do it.
That'd be fun.
Corey carries all the gear.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'll strap it on you.
Yeah, I'll
Nah,
strap it
that's
on
the
you.
thing. I mean, there's some pretty small gear now that these different
Yeah.
DJI products I got are pretty
Oh, yeah,
tiny,
you
and they
used
do a
something
good
during
job.
that.
They do a
That
good
was
job.
really nice, yeah.
And
Osmo Pocket.
but yeah, we'll bring up a few cameras, and we have that portable
Shit.
recorder. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Zoom.
Yeah.
We just have to hike in a non-high theft area.
We're taking all
Ah.
this stuff with us.
Diamond Head.
I want to do the Kaava
It's not
trail.
even a
That'd
hike.
be
Which
cool
one?
though.
I want to do the one in Kaava,
Which one?
back
Whoa.
the fire station.
Oh.
all the way to the back, and then
You should do Kaala.
You know what?
Go
Kahana
straight
Valley
up.
has a really cool, like you go through a bamboo forest
Ah, yeah, I've
before you
been
get
up
to the
there.
back too. That one's cool.
yeah, that one's beautiful.
And then you can film on the way, like set up, just having a time lapse, like just 20 seconds of the hike. Or put it in.
Just have someone have the camera.
Or
Hey,
just have it in between the.
I'm the
in
director
podcast.
here, okay? Don't even. No, I'm just joking.
How about no hiking?
I
now?
tell you what to play, you play it.
No, but
I'm totally off of that.
what I wanted to get is just more, I guess, for the people out there that enjoy your playing. You know, we're looking at you do what you do, and it looks like, I don't know, a couple % magic in there or something. You know.
Thank you.
So the most you can illuminate that. I don't know if it's through songs or techniques. If you just want to talk about different styles and
Good question.
it's pretty
Yeah.
vague.
I don't know where to start because the reason I'm playing like I'm playing is because I was, born and raised in Denmark, and I mean I started when I was 8 on an ukulele course, but I don't know what the purpose of that ukulele course. I don't know if it was really for me to learn to play ukulele. It was more like a way of introducing, lessons on any kind of instrument to prepare the kids to play real instruments. Kind of, I think that was the purpose of it. So I just ended up playing a lot of folk tunes with my dad because he was playing guitar. So that was kind of my start. And then that's kind of my foundation ukulele wise. But then I also really like reggae. So that's a very strange combi, but
It's all
that's
roots.
that's why I play like I do. Take some inspiration from reggae, and I have so many folk tunes in my back catalog of songs that I didn't even know that I knew.
Would you say like the majority of your sound comes from a right hand technique?
It used to be that I only would play stuff that were very fixed, so I would just try to keep the rhythm, because that's what I learned through James Hill, and it really works with a lot of fiddle tunes. But it doesn't work always. If you want to play something that's more slow, or where sometimes it's needed that there's a break where you don't have to keep the rhythm all the time. Sometimes that's just nice.
No, but just
There is
your
a break.
sound
So-
in general. I mean,
I do like vibrato a lot,
oh yeah, that's true.
and I also tend to play up here where the neck and the body meets. I think I learned a lot from you guys too, like just being here, and this is my 4th time to Hawaii. But I think I learned a lot the other times I've been here, and just listening to different ukulele players, and you don't have to keep the same thing all the time. It's nice sometimes to break it up. And I think it took me some time to learn, actually. So
What's-
I've incorporated that too, I think. So, yeah.
What's some exercises maybe people can take away?
I think a good exercise, I think, is to the melodies you already know. Try to arrange it with the G string as a melody string. So say if you want to play, what's the one that people always start with? That one, for example. Instead of playing the G here, you could play. Instead of playing the F here, you could play. It changes the sound of it. Or any kind of melody where you can use another string than you normally use. That's a good exercise.
Or play the melody on just one string.
Or just play the melody on one string. Yeah. Or play it in 6. Yeah.
Thirds, fifths.
Thirds.
No.
So traumatic. Yeah.
Kinda old
Shooting
now.
star.
How would
Not
you
so
do
small anymore.
Twinkle in a Good Roots
It's-
bluegrass style?
In a bluegrass style, I
Mm.
think that's the Corey that has that one.
You did, huh? That's probably what
Sort of.
popped
It
in
was
my
like the
head.
makeshift. See, that's the.
What other direction could you take that song?
Oh, that's a good question.
I love it.
That's the Friday 13th.
Actually,
Alright.
you know, Mozart, he made
Version.
12 variations. Of
Three
this
different
song,
versions of
and
Twinkle,
it's
right?
hilarious. I
He
can
just
really
wasn't
recommend
satisfied.
it.
Oh, it gets crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
heard all
I
of
think
them.
in that version you can hear that he has some kind of pathological issue. Like Mozart has something going on, because when you hear that, it's 12 variations of Twinkle Little Star. Cause yeah, he wrote that one.
When it
And
gets
it's
into
hilarious
the
when
it gets
crazy.
into the
It's
faster
really
ones, it's like the
funny.
arpeggio.
Like he has some, I don't know if he had some, but it really sounds like that. I can recommend it. Takes good 20 minutes to listen
Could
to.
be
Jamie
quite
pulled that out.
philosophical.
Jamie.
let's,
Jamie.
let's see that one.
Yeah. So it almost sounds like he's mocking his own piece.
How do you can you show how to do that? You know, like that dub kind of.
Oh, the echo?
Yeah.
It really just comes down to you playing one volume and then you play a little bit less and then a little bit less.
But going up the fretboard kind of simulates a filter.
But then you can amplify it with making the low cut. So if you have
Sounds like I laid an envelope filter on it too.
so it sounds more authentic with the low cut.
Like that.
And then also I'm kind of stopping the sound with my left hand.
It's like doing a mute in between, right?
Yeah.
That's the. What's the delay time on there?
It's a triplet. Dun, dun, dun.
No, but like if you were to put it in a pedal. 1,000
Triplets?
milliseconds.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure how fast this is actually. But definitely triplets. Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, and we taught that the beat on one of these before,
Yeah,
right?
We did, a couple years ago.
A couple of years ago, yeah. I might have to put a link up there.
We can make one more if you want. It's just you gotta hit the C string right there. Don't hit the saddle. Don't hit the string on the saddle. but just
You hurt your finger.
so it creates this kind of dull drum sound.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, I don't do it with my index.
That's the one that.
Yeah,
When you're
so-
plugged in, though, you can get a real bassy.
Oh yeah, so it's just get a good sound on any kind of bass drum sound, and then the flick is just right here, and you can hear it's like a illusion because it's not exactly the same time. It's like a flame.
It's like you have nails made of iron.
Ow. Yeah. So you just, and then you keep that, and then you just put a chord in between. The easiest one to teach is just D minor at 11, A minor 7. Just 2 of each.
Oh, everybody grab a uke. We'll jam along.
Ah yeah, you got it.
I don't want to jack this. Every scene you talk about.
No, look at this.
It's a little tutorial.
All right. I wanted to talk to you, Kalei, about something. You can step into my office. No. If you can switch, yeah, with Kalei. Oh. Kalei, tell us about this uke.
So what I have here is my own personal ukulele. This is made by Pono. It's a RBC PC, so it's a rosewood.
Keep it PC.
Yeah.
Please.
RGBC PC. So this is our Pro Classic model from Pono. It's probably one of the few rosewood baritones out there. Ever since they started discontinuing making them with rosewood. But what's different about this ukulele in particular is the way it is strung. So, as we all know, baritone ukuleles are tuned DGBE. Now, for me, I've always been more of a traditional kind of ish kind of player. I play a lot with high G, and some of my mentors, such as Benny Chong, he plays in baritone tuning DGBE, but what he uses, which is really unique to his style, is a high D. So instead of it coming from low to high, we have one string, the fourth string, which is an octave higher. So in my opinion, this kind of helps a lot with keeping the baritone sounding like an ukulele. And I like how it sounds. What you can do is you can buy like a double set, or if you have an extra E string for your baritone, you can, put that string on the top and use it as a high D, because it's only, a whole step different, so you can actually tune it back down. But I took it a step further, and working here at the ukulele site, I get to experiment with a lot of different strings from different companies at different tensions, different gauges, and one of the things that I've always felt about baritones was that because it is tuned lower, the tension is also lower as well. And in some cases, when I'm playing a baritone, the strings feel like they're a little bit too floppy. They're much less tension than I'm used to when I'm playing regular tenor tuned to GCEA. And after kind of experimenting with different types of string sets and string materials, I found this set. This is a combination of two sets of strings. One is by GHS, and the other set of strings that I combined this with was from Diodato. And I think this type of tension works really good if you're used to playing with high tension strings, because with these strings that I have here on this baritone is that you can actually kind of dig in without the strings starting to buzz, and which has been a problem for a lot of people who do love to play the baritone, but once they start playing a bit harder, because of the string tension, you get a lot of buzzing, and I feel that this kind of solves that problem. And I've been working with, I was helping out Joe go through a couple of, string sets that could potentially be used for a baritone, and we kind of seem to like this. It's a combination of the GHF 20 TF or TF20 as the finger style for the tenor, and that particular set was such a high tension that it actually works perfectly for a baritone. I mean, like the strings were such a high tension on a regular tenor GCEA. It sounded and felt like it was gonna rip the bridge off of the soundboard.
It seems irresponsible to sell those.
It was so ridiculously hard.
It's fairly tight on that. Like that's a nice. It's a good tension.
Like, much lower. And the person who introduced me was Corey, right, to that string set. You said that if you want to train your left hand to be able to play really efficiently, that's a good, training string set. But
it's like training with a weight vest.
Oh gosh, it's so bad for your instrument, but it's great for your left hand.
Yeah, I guess on a Pono it's okay because it depends how heavy the instrument is built. Maybe
that's true.
And you have the truss rod that you can,
rod,
so you can ensure that the neck's not going to pull up too much.
I can't imagine that set on another tenor. The thing is
I mean, like,
and you like your Pepe Romero crazy.
No, don't do
any
that.
kind of like high-end.
It's not even just the structural integrity, though. It's the tone. There's a certain gauge that's going to activate the top and work best with it.
Yeah.
And when you exceed that, it starts to overdrive the instrument. And you end up, certain frequencies just die out quicker.
Because prior to finding this string set, like I thought that the Kalei baritone strings were actually pretty cool. They were like a higher tension than some of like the nylon ones. I'm not a big fan of wart strings on baritone. I think the tension is slightly too low.
It's kind of weak, huh?
Spaghetti.
It's really weak because like, to get like a plain G, like at this like low, this is basically like a low G string.
It's like for grannies.
But it's hard to get this string at this good tension where it's not gonna be buzzy.
It's hard in setup too. Like a lot of baritone sets, like. Well, I tell people like the Aquila set. If you want something light, it's good. But if you want to play hard, it's really hard to get those. The tension is really low on a baritone, and then the wound strings are really thin too. It's just really easy to make them buzz.
Super.
And the same thing, like the Worth, like the all plain ones, like the D and the G are just, you can't really dig into them.
So
no,
in terms of putting some of these Franken sets together, Joel, what was your plans on?
Oh, I got it figured out. Wait, that set is, I can make that set now. It was funny because I was looking through strings, and then like the G string in that set was like part of that set is similar to what I was making the tenor low G sets with.
And you've been ordering from the different fluorocarbon makers and
So I'll have fluorocarbon sets soon.
Yes.
That's right. I remember now.
This is a all fluorocarbon set.
I'm still trying to find a good low D string.
I still
will
think
soon.
Joel's bee's knees is
I can't do that.
with the B logo.
Come on, man.
Have you tried
10% of
A
the
string and a
profits
set?
go to the bees.
I'm all about saving the bees.
I mean, you could call it like, you need J in there. So like the JS, the JC, the JT, the JB.
Nah, he's got his
There you
Puedo.
go. Then you're gonna end up like Worth,
Pueo strings.
JT,
Actually, that sounds really
HD,
good.
JD, LG.
Well, I was trying to think if that's helpful or not, because sometimes I think it gets more confusing.
Yeah.
Like, how many sets do they have? Like 40 sets.
It's like
Ooh,
do you
yeah.
have the
And-
CH-LG?
HD.
The owl is wise. He knows how to cut out the clutter or whittle it down to the
35
essentials.
And an owl has one ear canal that's smaller than the other. That's how they can.
What does that do for them? I mean, why is that?
It adds like an extra dimension to their hearing. So like at night, it's like an extra layer to hearing. Where I forget exactly how it works, but somehow the sound waves coming back and the air pressure and everything, it helps them regulate exactly how close they are to something. So that's how they can snatch stuff out in the dark.
It's
know that
interesting
they're
how,
upright, right?
yeah.
To know that might be a
Oh, you
different
mean like
animal.
the equilibrium?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I think I'm talking about a different animal, but
The
It's
giraffe?
interesting how like the like sound and listening and all comes from either mating or hunting, I mean in terms of what
Survival.
yeah.
Survival.
You gotta
fitness.
eat, and you gotta make more of you.
But we're just like at the point where like, nah, we'll just jam.
But here's something interesting too. Like a lot of people aren't familiar with reentrant baritone tuning, so utilizing this high string on the top.
And that's
Like
what Benny Chong does, right?
Yeah, he does, and his style is based, and all of his songs are arranged for reentrant baritone.
Oh, but he does tune in F, B flat, something.
That would be a Bari Nyasui.
Yeah, it's Bari Nyasui.
Tunes in B flat.
Yeah,
And then
he told me first time I visited him.
Yeah.
Me and Benny, we tuned. We found this tuning that's the right one. Nobody else used in the world. We found the right one. I love how
He's like
just-
the ukulele
he's
scientist.
such a. He has his opinions. It's great.
But one of the benefits of having like this high string on the top is that you can still keep a lot of the techniques that is utilized with tenor high G.
But then ultimately, if you play it like a regular ukulele, it's like you're just playing in a different key, which
Yeah.
is what I
Yeah.
found to be really interesting. What we were talking about earlier about Bach and how he labeled different keys to produce a different type of emotion, right? So I find myself playing regular songs or the songs I play in high G on this kind of tuning, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a great way.
It's super nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's so nice. Even if you have your taps, you can just play the stuff as
It
you
puts
have
you
it.
in a different world,
Yeah.
which is
Some people they sometimes
Interesting.
ask online, do anyone have like books for baritone and like, do you just play
move
the
it
same
down.
taps? Just play the same taps.
just play the same thing. You're
Yeah.
Or yeah, or that.
Because, like I said earlier, is that you're able to utilize the string more frequently because it keeps like all the notes closer together when you have like a high string on the top. So campanella is much easier to do, and you can get some pretty unique voicings. But like I said earlier, you can also keep it traditional and utilize the string more often. So you can do like Hawaiian songs that normally sound a lot brighter, but because this ukulele is tuned much lower, it warms it up a little bit. So it's like.
Oh, that reminds me of the Ozzy Kultani kind of
Oh.
sound he gets from his.
Oh yeah.
Like if you could do
Killer.
basic slack key
Yeah.
melodies
Yeah.
on there, I think it would match really well.
Do you have like a slack key turnaround?
Well, that one I was just kind of like making.
Yeah,
it
that's
up,
guava
I
time,
think that's
Jamie.
how it went.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But here's one song that actually translates very well for this tuning. Is a song called "Looking Through the Eyes of Love" that was featured in a movie called Ice Castles, probably like in the 70s. And I normally play this with GCA high G tenor, but it sounds really nice, and it kind of sounds like this.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
I never heard it. In
That was beautiful.
it's like a different.
It's so full.
sound. It's so warm. It's
Sustain.
full.
You know, it's
There's
cool.
a lot of sustain because you have a higher
wanna
tension
get it
string.
back.
Yeah, with that
The-
set, it's still bright. It doesn't get muddy. I mean, it's still clear.
Yeah.
John King arrangement in regular soprano
Yeah.
tuning or GCA tuning, you play the cello suite. You're playing it in the right key if you do that style. So you can try
you
and
do
play
it. You do it too in the tenor style, because it's in C.
It's actually in G. But if you play the exact same
Is it in
tabs,
G?
it's in G.
Oh
It's in G major.
no.
Try it. Like you'll
I'm sure
hear-
it's in C.
I'm pretty sure it's in G.
Preludium in C.
So,
No wait.
tell me, could somebody like say order a spruce top Pono now on the website and request this set in
Yeah.
their setup, and you're ready to go with that? You're
I
just
can make
still
the set.
finalizing packaging stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to get it, I can make somebody a set. Just ask me. But yeah, hopefully, like within the next month or so, I'll have
High
some
D,
stuff ready. High D.
baritone.
and a tenor low G all fluorocarbon set that has better tension.
But also, like, the
Let me
customers should keep in mind that
Doesn't it
this is a high tension set
Yeah.
too.
It's in G.
Hey, let's keep one conversation at
Sorry,
a
I'm sorry.
time going.
So,
Sorry, no, it's just like, okay.
but just keep in mind if you want this string set, it is a high tension or higher tension than what usually comes in a baritone.
That's another thing you can do too with the higher tension sets. It gives you a little bit more room to go on to do lower action. setups, right?
Yeah, because it'll
Yeah.
be more taut, so it's going to be less movement of the string. But then also, you don't have to play as hard to like get volume out of it too, right?
Oh, no.
It's going to drive the top more, so you
Yeah.
can play lightly, but still
I mean, if I were to like dig into this ukulele right now,
do
it
it.
would probably distort the mics.
Do
That's-
It's really loud,
that's-
really responsive. Just
That's like how how much reaction these strings have on.
can I
an
try
instrument.
something real quick?
Yeah.
But something I just want to show Tobias.
Oh, Corey's trying to settle the
Like-
score.
Give it a.
Isn't this like
Oh, right, yeah.
that's not even? I can go louder too.
And so on and so forth. But
So the definition from Bach, the difference in C major to G major is C major is completely pure. Its characteristic is innocent simplicity, naivety, children's talk.
but then
And G major is everything rustic, idyllic, and lyrical. Everything calm and satisfied passion. Every tender gratitude for a true friendship and faithful love. In a word, every gentle and peaceful emotion of the heart is correctly expressed by this key. Do you hear that difference then? Going from simplicity to more some maybe mature, like
I
deeper
was saying
friendship. It kind of makes sense actually.
the arrangement,
the
you know,
C-
in high G
Yeah.
tuning, if you just play it in this
It-
configuration, it's in the right.
But
in
it
the
kind
right
of makes
key.
sense too with
Yeah.
Bach. Like the C is so the sound of the simplicity from the ukulele.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What
And
did you
then
type in to pull that up? I remember reading it like when I was in high school,
So, like,
but I
the-
forget.
The G major has the qualities of
I mean, what did you search to find that?
just Bach and keys and feelings.
Oh, okay.
On Google.
There was one, isn't there one that's like a war or like a battle kind of key or something? It's like in D something, or maybe it was D.
You
D
get that in
is supposed to be the key of triumph, of hallelujahs and war cries, of victory rejoice. Thus the inviting symphonies, the marches, holiday songs, and heaven rejoicing. I think it makes sense. It's very all the fiddle tunes are always in D.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
I was thinking of some love songs in D, but then, yeah.
All of this
The
is
epic
starting to
key.
make a lot of sense.
It's cool. It's funny. Yeah, I remember like Peter, Sam brother showed me that when we were in high school and we were reading it and we were playing around with it. It's kind of weird. Like once you read it, you kind of you start. I don't know.
Maybe you wanna
Yeah.
make it work.
That's why I was like, maybe it's kind of like a what's the stars, the
Star signs?
Astronomy?
astrology, your astrology
Oh, yeah.
thing. It's like you read
Astrology.
it and like, am I thinking, feeling it because I read it, or is this what it really
You're
is?
going to have an impactful moment with friends today. Right now.
You know what I am, guys? I am. This day is in the key of D.
Triumph. I want Tobias to try that baritone in the high D.
Can you play the cello suite number 1, the whole thing? Recital right now.
I can't feel my foot though. My leg is down.
That
was alright.
wonderful.
Those strings they stay in tune really well after they break in, huh?
They're not too bad.
I
Yeah.
was like,
man.
"Sheesh, man, you guys
They
barely
also
tuned
last
it."
forever.
Yeah. I think we only like tuned it once and kind of like.
How many times I know, right?
What do you think,
so far from
Tobias?
this podcast.
I think it's nice.
You should
I
have
think it's great.
at least
I
to
remember
take in the studio for a different type of sound, right? A
Are you gonna
baritone.
add that to your arsenal?
I'm not sure. Maybe in the future. I remember you showed me. Kalei showed me. Maybe last year, on a different piano, maybe.
It was
Or
actually
a Kala, the
it was a Kala.
thin
Oh, it's a
body
Kala?
baritone he
travel
started.
bass,
Yeah,
travel baritone.
yeah.
I have it on there too.
'Cause
SSTUB.
I think it makes totally
It's a
sense
SUV.
to have a high D on baritone.
Have you tried this particular set with the Kala, or do you still have
I
that
did.
one?
Yeah, I still have that.
Oh yeah.
I'm
yeah.
so sure it was
Yeah.
I have it on there still.
mahogany
It's good.
piano though. Did you do it on a mahogany piano too?
No, just that Pono and the Kala.
Okay.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense with the high D. Good tension. I kind of want to try this on the tenor ones. It must be really crazy.
Oh,
It
it's
hurts.
It kind of feels like it has the same qualities as nylon string.
It's close to
I would
the
say.
Andrew Molina set, no?
It's kind of, and that's a baritone with the tenor set on there. So
Right.
if you tune it up to GCA, it'll be Andrew set times 3.
It has a really traditional guitar-like sound, but with the high D, you can still do techniques like this and get that traditional ukulele sound at the same time. Banjo influenced techniques.
Super nice. Because normally on baritone with the low D, it's hard to do these kind of drone-ish things without it
Yeah.
being muddy.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the low D like kind of takes over
Yeah.
majority of the chord.
Which is why I like the ULs from Pono. It makes the scale about an inch and a half longer, and that to me with the regular
Yeah.
baritone set feels more like
balanced.
But this at the regular 20-inch scale is getting that more note clarity. It's just something about the regular. I mean, it's all what you're playing. Regular baritone is pretty sweet, and the low tension has its place for relaxed vibes. But
yeah.
But even it's just if you like the tight sound in some jazz styles, I guess it's nice to have it with the high G.
high D.
Benny.
Yeah. So Benny has a little bit shorter scale on his Kamaka, right? Isn't it a 19-inch?
Yeah, it's a 19-inch, kind of like in between a tenor and a baritone.
That's the long neck tenor scale, right? 19.
Yeah, but even the body's slightly bigger than the normal tenor.
Somebody, I don't know if it was somebody from Kamaka, I forget who was saying they were gonna maybe start to do 2 baritones.
Oh, they were. Yeah.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
you telling me that?
I'm not
Or
sure if it was
somebody
me,
was, but yeah,
I remember talking to someone and they said, "Oh yeah,
they were gonna do a
considering-
19-inch.
Yeah, do 19-inch tenors or baritone."
I don't know how he's playing. I'm just.
That sounded.
Is it like this? This is favorite chord.
One of them.
It's like abstract art. Just go where you want. That's a cool technique, though. doing
I
that.
think it derives
You
from
can get the
from,
real
from
stretch.
double
huh?
bass, maybe.
You do like 9 frets at a time.
Oh,
You know,
gosh.
the double basses, they kind of do this when they get up to the 12th. There's no fret, but the 12th. The place where the fret should be in the double bass.
The neck body connection.
Oh, I gotta do that fretless ukulele one day.
Oh, did you guys see that one that Bo Hannum just posted? The fretless ukulele.
Oh, he did
What?
one.
I gotta see that.
He did it, and then he commented like asking if we wanted to sell it, and I was like, yeah. Like, I mean,
That's interesting. I'd like to try that.
Silly question, Bo.
I've heard it on banjos.
hello.
I wonder how it would sound.
I mean, it's gonna
Press
sound
hard,
as
huh?
good as the. You know, it's gonna require a lot more from the musician.
Mm.
It will.
Like,
Yeah.
oof.
It's gonna press with your
I'd
fingertips.
hate to be
only.
whoever sound
Yeah.
samples it.
I mean,
gonna require
that's
like.
truly muscle memory, right? I mean, you can't go by like.
But you're gonna
feel
be
'cause
able to
you can't
get
feel nothing.
sounds that you wouldn't be like. You know the campanella styles you do with the vibrato with a fretless. Can you
Woo.
imagine how?
Oh, I'd really love to. When are we getting it?
I think it's done. He. I don't know. Maybe hopefully before you leave.
Oh, that'd be really
You
cool.
got another week and a half here or something like that.
Yeah, I leave the 19th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Bo.
Another one, it reminds me of what Aratani used to do, is like what 5 songs you can play in one key, like in the key of C.
Mm.
Just 5.
That'd be very useful. Or, I mean,
No. Yeah, I know what you
whatever
mean.
we can set up.
Yeah.
So
Whatever.
here's a quick tutorial in C, F, and G7, which you can play, you know, for the older folks. Wasting away Margaritaville. So that's G7.
I appreciate the eye contact.
And then something, lost shaker of salt. But that's just C, F, and G7. Another one is give me the people to free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. And then La Bamba. Na, 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 you know, yeah, that's
Wild Thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm remembering Mike's video now.
What was there was one more.
Lowrider? No.
I don't know.
No, I'm taking you somewhere else.
Oh,
But yeah, so
there's
those,
probably 50 more though.
I'm not gonna sing that.
Do you know the taco method?
So
Wait,
it's been a while.
Musubi method.
Meat, you got the base, right? Or you got the tortilla.
the tortilla.
You get the tortilla, the base where everything is gonna be laid on.
Wait, I thought everything is the tortilla and you're doing meat, cheese, and lettuce inside.
Well, the lettuce and the hot sauce is like
Hot
the
sauce?
added-
I think it's tortilla, meat, cheese, right? Like salsas and stuff like that's the little.
We're just going over the
What's the
American
licks?
taco.
Was this Sean that invented this?
Yeah, Sean. Tiwanak.
Boys, free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Aloha to Sean.
Yeah. Same thing, just in the key of A. Actually, this sounds a little more interesting.
I kind of like it better.
But the one was it the 1-4-5 is what it's called, right? That can be applied in like in F. You have F, B flat, and then C7.
It's good to learn that in every key. Actually, 1, 4, 5.
So quick
have
tutorial. So we'll start with A, D, E7. That's a 1-4-5. And then B flat, same thing. You're just gonna sharp the whole thing half a step. So it's B flat, E flat, F7th, and then B flat. Then move up a little more. We're in B. Then we're in E now. And then
F sharp.
F sharp 7th. Then C. You have C, F, G7.
Ooh, I like that
C
one.
sharp, so on and so forth.
Is that
And
the
what's
C
good is
or
you can
B
go
sharp?
through all of these and find which key works best with your voice. So
When those chords are being played, what scales do you guys like to noodle in?
Usually,
Or I'm sure at this point you're not thinking in those terms, but like for people trying to correlate scales with chords, I mean, it's
if it's an A, just learn the A major scale if it's an A, and learn
what
the
if-
B flat major scale if it's in
one
B flat.
thing people can refer to is the do re mi fa sol la ti.
but isn't it like sometimes
Method.
like you'll go to the minor or the relative key to that key
Yeah,
if
you
you wanted
could.
to sound more bluesy or
But-
more.
Yeah, you could, but all the scales, it's kind of in the major scale.
Right.
It's pretty trippy, but like if you have a minor scale, that's the same notes as the major scale. You just start on the 7th step of the major scale,
Right.
but it's the exactly same notes.
Well, no, I didn't even mean that. I mean in a different key. Like for instance, like if you're doing something in A, then like maybe you would do it where like you do it in
The relative
C major.
If, for example, if you are in
So if you use the C major scale for
on an
something
A, yeah,
like
then it sounds
that's
kind of
in the-
bluesy.
Yeah, A D E thing might be more fitting.
Oh, that's another
than
thing
a-
too. Is like taking the blues scale.
No, well, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I guess
I don't know. There's so many approaches, but I think the first thing is to learn. If you have a A chord, just learn the A major scale, and then you will figure out at some point that the F sharp minor is the exact same notes, but you just start on F sharp minor instead.
Yeah, so if you learn
It's
that
the same.
major scale, you also learn all kinds of modes because it just depends what you lay it over.
What's it called?
Mixolydian.
Relative minor? Is that what it's called?
Relative minor.
Yeah. So
The relative minor would.
for A
Is
is
Oh,
F
relative
minor,
F sharp
right?
minor, which
F
is
sharp minor.
generally the sixth
Oh
note
yeah.
within
Okay.
the
It's
scale.
okay.
So you
I'm
can
not so
play in
familiar with
either key. So
English
if you're in,
terms.
if you're in, it's like C and A minor, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And C major scale is the same notes as the A minor scale.
Just starting on A and
Yeah.
ending on A, right?
It's just a matter of starting on the
Mm.
right note, but it's the same notes, so to say.
Yeah.
I would say just play around with the major scale and don't start on C every time.
That's where I can get technical. But using the do ra,
Do ra.
I failed. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. Same as you would do in C. If you apply that same shape or find the shape in like different keys, if you're in A, it's gonna be up here, the same C shape right here, right? You can play the
That's
same-
why it's
same
nice to play
formation.
on the first string.
Then in F, you have your starting note here. Or here, which is the same
Shape.
shape as the C. Same thing if you go up a whole step, you're in G now. You don't have to play that shape. This note and this note is the same thing. Or here, the top string.
But then play the C major scale one time. Try play the C major. And then try to start on the second step, but just play it from D to D. And that's a Dorian.
Mm.
So that's a minor key.
So that changes the whole.
Yeah.
But it's still the C major scale.
It's the same notes.
It's just D to D.
That's I think one of the mysteries in music. How come if we start on a different note,
You know, it's
it
weird.
feels different even though it's exactly
Playing that,
the same?
Yeah, playing that melody
Yeah.
reminding me of the song.
So starting from E to E, that's when you get to
Oh yeah.
It goes over all the
music.
modes, right?
Dorian mode is good for that Santana type of sound. when you're going from like a minor to a dominant 7 thing.
That's true, but I want to say that Santana is even more just regular minor or maybe harmonic minor.
What about this?
It's very
that's
Santana.
a very Mike Love harmonic minor.
You
Corey
should do
has
that
this
at
new
some
thing.
point.
You know what? It is quite fun to play songs the wrong way, and I've enjoyed that for many years. But Corey's been practicing it more lately.
I think it should be Pandanus now.
That was like the beginning to like a really nice party.
Should do a remix of.
Get all of your baking
Mashup.
needs done at Bank of Hawaii.
Yeah, right. You're just like there's a drone shot sweeping by the ocean. Everyone's eating by the beach, and someone's surfing right now.
I love my Kalei discounts.
Someone's shopping for a bikini right now. Someone's drinking some sort of blended iced beverage or boba drink.
Zippies
Beverage.
all day.
Next stop.
Beverage Beach.
Oh, that works better in Moji.
You guys don't have as a trio, you don't want to try to jam something together?
Maybe I just don't know what.
How about a funk song? We'll all grab one and funk it out.
I don't know what's this.